New Zealand.
Just visually see as my wife and daughter and the picture of my donor and my family. And they just pull me. They just pull me to the finish line. My name's Josh Coman, and in 2011 I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, and this year in 2025 I represented New Zealand at the World Transplant Games. No, I had the dream of representing New Zealand since I was 12 years old. When I look back on my life, every step I took, whether it was over the hill, whether it was round the track, I threw my toys out of the cot because I didn't hit a certain time. I was one of the fastest runners in New Zealand. And all of a sudden something comes out of nowhere, a diagnosis that's... Just when you hear this word leukemia, cancer, chemo, you know, it destroyed me. Absolutely destroyed me. Because my hospital room was outside of Hagley Park and I'd see my mates run past and I thought, you might not be able to do that ever again. You can barely walk around the block. You can barely walk 200 metres, let alone run again. And my mind was just completely hijacked by the mental turmoil. I saw a weak, skinny, pathetic loser. You don't see the broader picture. You just see what's in front of you. Death, pain, vomit, diarrhoea, needles, blood. That's all you see at that time, and how long is this going to last? But I needed to just reshape my thinking and see a bigger picture, but it took a lot of time to be able to see that again. I immersed myself in the gym to build my strength up again, but running becomes so difficult. I developed this love-hate relationship. That was my life from 10 years old, and when I ran, memories came flooding back. You started to get those emotions when you were first diagnosed. And I love the quote, suffering ceases to be suffering once it finds a meaning. And the meaning potential was to represent New Zealand again in the 800 metres at the World Transplant Games. There were questions raised, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to your body? And that, but that story behind it just drove me to that start line. All I could think about was my family, my friends, my doctors, the medical team. Because I get nervous a lot, you know, and I know that's excitement, but I wasn't nervous at all.
Do you remember what your fastest time was before you were diagnosed?
My fastest time was 10 seconds slower than my first lap, so 150, and I went through the first lap in 140. And that did reference through my mind that I was only 10 seconds behind myself through the first lap. And I thought, nah man, you're not in a hospital room, you can run again. And I went down the bottom bend, and that's when the body starts to lock up. And I hear this voice, go Josh! And then it just went deathly silent. And I just knew that I was meant to be here in this moment. Crossing the line, dead last, but still alive. You were the sickest of the start line at the World Transplant Games and you finished last. Yeah, for my 12-year-old self, I would say, listen son, if you're willing, there's something beyond measurable that awaits for you. It's a certain gift for yourself. It's not physical, but it's just a feeling and an emotion that no one can take away from you. It is the most meaningful thing that you can have, and you can carry that with you wherever you go, to your last breath.